Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Season 3 of the Proton Unite League. Apologize if I seem a little bit flustered. I was informed that this match was happening and needed a streamer 9 minutes ago, something like that, 10? So I'm still in the middle of my salad that I was eating for dinner. But we are here, and we are very excited to bring you Kakuna Matata versus Cerulean Foxes. The coin flip has completed, with the Foxes winning. They're in the process of picking sides currently. Let's see if everyone has... okay, so the Foxes are mostly here, and only Mint is present representing KM so far. It looks like the Foxes have chosen orange. Which, Jam, you can correct me if I'm wrong. That means second pick?
Yes, that should mean second pick, second ban. It's usually you want to do it because you get last. The main reason to do it is you get last pick after you've seen the enemy's whole comp.
Right. So you get the you get the hammer, basically, the last counter. They also get to pick 2 right at the start instead of picking 1.
Yeah.
Which can help if they're trying to do a specific comp or pairing. Currently, they're deciding whether the official ban is going to be the 4th or 5th slot. We did 4th in the last few games that we've streamed to you guys. Okay, looks like they will...
functionally any different which slot you ban in.
Yeah. It looks like they will continue to use 4th position to ban. It doesn't matter which they do as long as both teams know which one is being done. Rosters are coming in. I'm gonna have a few more bites of salad while we wait. This is my dinner. I wasn't expecting this. I should mention, I'm my lovely co-hosts who also sprang to co-commentate on the flip of a coin. Jam, fellow Ride-Ons member, and Katie, fellow Strength in Numbers member and friend of the channel. As well as aspiring PUL member.
Katie. With any luck?
Yep, everyone's...
Year, but...
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Alright, everyone's in.
Fantastic. It looks like...
Unfortunately, this means it'll be about 2... Oh, I'd actually... Are you an admin? Oh, I guess you are an admin.
Yeah, I'm an admin, so you get to see.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, we're not going to have to wait 2 minutes.
No, I am streaming my OBS directly to you, so you can see.
Let me just start DMing,
What?
Our Bodzarella about the enemy positions. Don't worry.
Okay. It looks like KM has locked in their roster, but the Foxes have not. Seems they're still discussing. I'm not sure if this is the roster they're planning and they just haven't set it yet, or... Unclear. This is interesting because the first week we played against KM and we third-partied, we spectated CF's first match, and now we're back for our first stream of week 2, and it's the 2 of them against each other. So I'll be very excited to see how this goes. 2 very, very strong teams. Come on, Foxes, you're making me vamp again. I gotta fill the void.
Rest your skills too, please.
I know. Oh, yep. Here, I'll find the chaos bag.
All right, what we vamping today, boys?
I'm not familiar with what everyone plays in the league as well as some of the other members of our team are, but obviously the iconic speedster of KM, Lupin, is not in this game, which I think they usually don't run her in the first game of a match. Which may free up the Foxes to do a little more with their backline.
Could they have done that against us? That would have been nice.
This may to be to the advantage of the Cerulean Fox's back line, although they do tend to operate as a pretty tight ball in team fights, so they're less. They have less of a vulnerable artillery line than say we do. Okay, Fox's roster is in. This is it. We are ready to go.
All right.
Confirming streamer ready. And we'll get to see what they're banning. What is KM afraid of? I know against us they were forced to ban Inteleon because of Crazely. I wonder what from CF's roster they're interested in not dealing with. Also, the second
plenty that's worth banning on the CF roster.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
The problem is not finding something to ban, it's finding something to ban that will meaningfully affect how bad you're about to get stomped, because they have so many different tools in their roster. But to be fair, so does KM. These are teams with extremely wide portfolios of very, very skilled Pokemon. So
absolutely,
both are hard to ban for.
Hard to agree.
Yeah. I also find the pick of orange interesting for the Foxes, because it means they're banning second, which might mean they're actually planning to tailor their ban instead of just banning Umbreon like they do 98% of the time. Or it might be focused, like Jam said, it might be focused on getting the last pick in the draft phase itself. Alright, teams are typing. They might be readying up. I'm gonna grab another bite of salad. I'm a professional.
Is it a normal salad or was it stout sometimes?
It's a normal salad. Just lettuce, carrots, some red cabbage.
Not in front of my salad.
Also, this really good dressing that I found. It's like a cider vinegar vinaigrette. This is now a food stream.
Nice.
This is what happens when you ask me to stream in the middle of dinner. This is just... I can't wait for KM and CF to be watching this stream after the match and experience this. Truly. I'm bringing a new era.
I'll do my best to commentate in only salad metaphors.
Thank you.
Well, if they didn't want us to talk about your dinner, then they shouldn't have made us vamp so much.
True.
Much love to them.
Or, warned us in advance of the stream. That would have helped. KM is ready to go. Foxes are typing. Live tweeting the the Discord channel in which this is being organized, because I have nothing else to talk about.
Well, if we're vamping, did you know the first video game ever to use the word bisexual was Metal Gear Solid 2?
Huh. That is such a specific piece of trivia, but I love it.
That.
Okay, we are into draft phase.
It's because one of the villains is called Vamp, and there's a line where it's like, oh, he's called Vamp because he drinks people's blood? No, it's because he's bisexual.
Hilarious. It looks like they are banning Inteleon.
Inteleon, interesting.
And the usual Umbreon ban from the Foxes. Man, did Crazily scar them that bad last week? I mean, to be fair, Bam's Inteleon also was quite impressive last week, so I understand the ban, but it's not what I would have picked.
I didn't see that match, but I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, everything Bam plays is terrifying. I am surprised by it, though. I would have thought there were more threatening things in the portfolio, or like bigger combo pieces. Okay, KM is...
What would you have banned in their place, then?
Gosh, it's hard to know until we see what strategy they are bringing.
Against the Foxes, I guess Clefable just got nerfed, so maybe not that.
True, but it's still a real combo breaker for a lot of Pokemon. Okay, they're grabbing the Ninetales first, which makes sense.
Yes.
Foxes use
and
Ninetales
then looks
a lot.
like the double defender counterpick.
Okay, so that's probably Ryu's Slowbro and Bam picking Blastoise for herself. I could be wrong, though. There are multiple Blastoise players on that team, if I remember correctly. Ooh, more Mamoswine players in the league. I love to see it.
Yeah.
Vicious is Absol.
The defender pool a little pinched. Looks like Mamoswine is the option.
This is going to be a tanky game.
Ooh, the Blissey for Bonnie, presumably.
I would have thought so, but Ryu seems to be flicking
Blissey?
through a lot of support. There's no way, right? 2 defenders, 2 support. Nah, I think Ryu's grabbing an attacker. Interesting. I don't think I've seen Sylveon played much by their team. Maybe that's a new acquisition. Delphox as the other attacker. Are they trying Hoopa strats? Looks like they might be.
Fan of Hoopa strats.
It's entirely possible.
Okay. Very interesting. I will note, there is no second tank on that team. So they are a little bit fragile, which I do understand why Inteleon was picked in that case.
Yeah.
Alright,
but they do have a lot of CC.
They do. They have a lot of CC.
So do the Foxes.
CC's good in this game. You know, you want CC generally as much as possible.
I am a little. I would be a little concerned about the sustained damage of the Foxes.
Agreed.
They don't have that much.
Well, there's Screaming if Spirit's running Hyper Voice.
Sure.
But you're right.
Still not great.
It's not a lot.
Yeah.
Which is maybe
what
something
would you guys
they
say are
felt.
the biggest threats on these teams?
That
I'm
Blastoise.
No, that's fine. Do you mean threats as in players, or the threats in terms of what you should be looking for in each comp?
Say what we should be looking for, what to expect.
I guess we'll see very shortly. I
mean,
am
if
interested.
Absol ever gets on Espeon or Sylveon, and Slowbro isn't there to hold him down, they're probably just dead.
On.
Yeah.
And Blastoise, Bam's Blastoise is a very aggressive one, which I assume means that she'll be laning with Ani. Mamoswine and A9 is one heck of a CC, so I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up. Alright, let's see how the lanes split. Looks like Freeze Comp on top for KM, Vicious in the jungle, unsurprisingly, and Mint's Delphox and Xarius's Hoopa for bot lane. And on the other side, we have...
Makes sense.
Oh, looks like splitting the jungle with the 2 Eevees.
Yeah, they're doing the split jungle strats again. Like, they seem to like these with the double Eevees.
Yeah. Looks like Ryu will be alone on bot for now and then pick up the Marl's Espeon. Top, oh boy, Bam is diving to score comp, I assume. Gank from Spirit.
Presumably.
Repels.
Ooh.
But
they managed to get the level 4 on the Ninetales. Yeah. That's huge.
Ooh. Yeah. Looks like we might be skirmishing on bot, just fighting around about the... And it goes to the Kakuna Matata. Both junglers still waiting on top.
Well, I mean, one of the junglers was always going top, so...
Well, not necessarily. I think Spirit may be the permanent jungle, because there are already 2 players on top. It's like, okay, that mostly goes towards the Foxes
that's
for...
a good catch onto the Sylveon.
Ooh.
Oh, barely not managing to finish
and
it
Blissey
off,
goes
they
down.
should be able to get some kills here, I think.
Yeah, I think they're going to clean up the whole top lane.
They don't! What a clutch.
Very nice from KM.
Escape. Yeah.
Back to farming.
Good early lane advantages here for the Kakunas.
Yeah, it
But
looks like they're pressing a little bit.
from our own experience, we know that lane isn't where the foxes are scariest.
No. So they'll definitely have opportunities to turn the tide, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Looks like we have Mint and Zarius have rotated to try and claim middle birds. Last week, the Foxes used this as a chance to score, but it looks like they may... Oh, nope, they are doing it again this week, but they may be too slow.
Trying to score.
Vicious and Mint are already on the way back down. They're going to prevent that. Oh, man. And they're going to kill Ryu, it looks like.
Yeah, Ryu goes down here. They might get Marley, too.
Yeah.
I guess stored power movement speed is fine.
Yeah, but that's enough damage you could push straight onto. Looks like they are going to get to score. Strong early lead for KM.
The Fire Spin zoning tool, and they get Marley on the rebound.
Ryu's back and Spirit's rotating. It looks like they're going to pick off
Mint went a little too far there.
Honey and Bam managed to get top birds, but Pat is putting out a lot of damage. Man, Ninetales is good.
Now force the flash from the rapid spin, though. I'm not sure if it was necessary, but better safe than sorry, I suppose.
Hard skirmishing on bot. Looks like KM has rotated in pretty much entirely. Oh, are they going to pick off Ryu? They do! That's stun. That's CC.
They do.
Vicious is already on the Regirock.
And their entire team is coming back with full health bars. Yep. The
Hoopa.
Advantages of having a Hoopa.
It looks like the Foxes are too out of position to do anything about this. Regirock goes down to KM.
Yep. A zoning and a good zoning ult from Mint.
Oh, they're doing we have Reggie at home.
That was a three catch fire spin.
And they are going to barely not break it. That is a huge liability for the Foxes. Mm-hmm. Bam is doing the usual CF thing of having their stacker stack.
Bam is doing the meme of meanwhile in top lane.
Yep.
Well, if I'm here.
Oh man, but Hoopa strats, they are back on top trying to stop her. They did not catch her out, however, but that is a fast rotation and a setup for Reggie Alecki. It looks... Oh, Mint is going to keep them... Well, not entirely.
Yeah. Fire Spin's cooldown isn't low enough, sadly.
Yeah, same as last week, we saw the Foxes using the rotation to Reggie Alecki as an opportunity in order to break bot. Instead, they've left it at 1 this time, which could potentially be an asset or a disadvantage, depending on how the game continues from here. Looks like they might catch out Pat. Oh, yeah, the flash on Bam. But it looks like she might go down and
dies for this. Never mind.
No, Lissy is here. And with that, the Foxes have broken top. Ryu's locking out Mint to prevent him from... Oh, and the revenge kill from Blastoise. It looks like the Reggie is going down to CF. All teams on top right now. Bam barely survives.
Misses out on Bam. Oh, that's not great.
And the Foxes are rotating back into normal positions and farming, it looks like, while KM, understandably, has to deal with the Reggie.
At least they got a Memo Evolution out of
that. Was a bad, Marley flashes to get the
Well, I mean, it worked. That is a massive overscore.
I was gonna say, they used the Hoopa hole pretty early, so they couldn't use it to rotate them.
And there goes the Hoopa ult. Unable to stop them from getting the Reggie, able to pick Ryu.
Ryu as the sacrificial lamb. Ooh, is Bam getting caught too? No, she has the ult.
Her ult
looks okay.
Manages to... Oh, but that is a lot of ults back. This is a crazy team fight. Bam going in on Mammoth line, picks it out.
Ninetales in the middle.
Holy crap! Katie,
not ideal.
I think that answers your question about what the threat is this match. Bam's terrifying Blastoise picks up, what is that, 3 kills?
Yeah.
Alright, it's farm time for KM.
And she is the highest level on the map along with the Sylveon.
Yeah. The level lead has moved
she is
in
just
favor.
Solo, the highest level on the map. 13 already.
Yeah, that's wild. But, I mean, getting that many kills will do that. KM is... considering an attack, but it looks like they may be backing off. The Foxes have fully gathered to set up for Regieleki, and
The Regieleki.
scouting from Hoopa. Looks like we're gonna get a break on bot from Kevin.
Yep.
Skirmishing. Oh, Bam goes in. The fire spin.
Early. He does get out.
Delphox's ult takes down a lot of damage. There goes Ryu again.
Very well positioned. They're going to get Sinryu again.
Fox is back on their goal. Pushed back.
Yeah.
Oh, but they're going back in.
Bam is charging in, though.
She takes so much damage every time she does that. But she keeps getting out thanks to Ani.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Regieleki keeps resetting, keeping KM from bursting it like they seem to be wanting to. Honestly, this team fight may carry us straight into Ray. Oh!
Ray?
They escape the rapid spin.
That's an absol 30 seconds before Rayquaza.
Picking up no kills.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like KM is splitting up and farming and getting ready for Ray. They seem to have given up on Regieleki, and the Foxes appear to know this. They are attempting to melt. Kevinator is coming in, but a moment too late.
And they do. Yes. Unfortunate.
The question is, will the better setup that KM has... Oh, but they aren't really that set up, actually. They're divided. CF is together. Skirmishing around the edges. Man, I wish the camera was just a little bit wider.
Not having Absol is such a major...
Oh man, and they dive. There's Absol.
Oh.
Vicious is down.
Well, I guess having Absol wouldn't even have mattered there, but I do
Hoopa
think
ults
this
a
is
huge
just
amount
right
of
for the
damage
Foxes now.
on the
Yep,
tanks.
looks like
Yeah.
it.
But
Mm-hmm.
there they go.
Oh?
Oh,
Mammoth Mine, can it do anything?
barely not.
No, it cannot.
Marley with the
Unfortunate.
4 kill streak.
Mm.
Incredible cleanup work there. And it looks like the Foxes are moving in with shields.
Yes, and I think they're spawning too late to really stop them.
Yeah, I think... it looks like they managed to stop Ani. They are picking up kills, though. If they can cross the map and they have plenty of time, there is a real chance they can push back.
There's a potential counter push here, but they are so far behind. I'm not optimistic, I'll be honest.
They're focusing Ryu instead of trying to score, which I think is going to lose their opportunity. Oh, Bam's back.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Zarius will be able to break top, and Kevin is right on the second goal, but Bam is there to jump. Ani to bot. Yeah. Ah, man. I don't think they really had enough... Oh, man. Delphox's zoning allows them to score anyway.
Yeah.
Delphox is really good right now.
It's probably still not enough, unfortunately.
No, it's definitely not enough. I think maybe if they had abandoned trying to kill Ryu and just gone straight for it, but even then, they didn't have a lot of time left.
Yeah, and they were like 500 points behind. It was always just going to be Hail Marys here.
Just an extremely strong counter push from KM, but the lead was just a tiny bit too great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, very well played from both sides. I am super impressed. We can take a look at the stats there. Unsurprisingly, huge amount of damage from Mint.
So much damage. That's
and
surprising to me.
That Mint's Delphox play was very impressive.
Yes.
Huge kills on Bam and Marley to nobody's surprise. All right.
The Delphox control came in absolute clutch.
Yeah, man, we should really make sure we're using Delphox. I know we are, but like maybe use it more.
We are.
It's really good.
And if we need more, don't. It's one of my old standbys as
yes,
well.
I know it is, and I'm glad we have it. All right, well that is game 1 to the Cerulean Foxes. Chat says some number of minutes ago, because of the delay we have on these streams, Foxes are on fire. Which, yeah, definitely. KM came out to a strong early lead with those first skirmishes.
The mascot is a Glaceon and not a Flareon.
I know, you'd think they'd be weak to being on fire.
The thematic incongruity. There we go. That's the word I was looking for.
It's alright. This is Unite. The type chart doesn't exist. We don't have to worry about it.
Yet.
The fact they keep asking on surveys whether people
Want the
you'd
type?
be interested in the type
Oh,
chart
God.
does make me concerned.
It's there. It doesn't make sense. Why would you add it? It would ruin
If they
everything.
just gave us one game mode.
Okay,
with the type
maybe
chart,
one game
I think
mode.
that would be hilarious.
But like we'd have to expect it's the kind of game mode like all the other like seasonal ones, which are just completely broken and have no semblance of balance or fair play. Because I mean, I don't even think the number of types that we have balances out well. I don't know.
Absolutely not, but it'd be fun.
It would be pretty funny. Fortunately, we
be
will
fun.
hopefully never have to worry about that for this. Okay, stats are in. Teams are now discussing. This is where, if this was perspective, I would put up the fan art that Ani made, and we would be silently strategizing. Instead, we just have to fill void and eat salad.
I can't believe you use the fan art. That's how they're spying on us, you know that, right?
Right, yeah. She can see what we do through the drawing of a ride-on toast.
Exactly. Yeah. It's absolutely genius. Because none of us would ever expect
None of us would predict that kind of sorcery coming from our opponents in this Pokemon Unite League.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, it's hard to, sometimes after matches, it can be helpful to try and single out places that one or more teams went wrong. But honestly, I think both teams played to the hilt. Like the
Absolutely.
I think that KM managed to counter several of the strategies that we saw the Foxes using last week. To an extent, the Foxes still managed to win team fights overall. Which gave them the Regieleki, even though they lost the first bot Regi. Very, very intriguing. This is as mentioned at the start. I mean, I hope now that we've completed the first match, you guys have seen that these teams are very strong and very strategic and very good, and using very powerful Pokemon. So, hopefully, our next game is as interesting. I'm gonna eat more salad now.
Definitely agree.
Alpha says big problem is that they needed 5. Yeah, the counter push would need to go to the Fox's goal, which would be pushing pretty far, and scoring in the goal is hard without shield anyway. So I didn't really think that the counter push would have worked, but nevertheless, it was an extremely well executed counter push, and if the lead was just a bit smaller, then they would have absolutely had a good shot at having that. The cleanup of the shielded Fox's Mons was very effective.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta use those death timers.
So
Salad ASMR.
Personally, what I think it might come down to here is whether or not the two teams can adapt to each other's strategies and see if they can better counter what they saw in the first match. But
that's usually the thing, yeah.
Basic cold read. Mm-hmm. Basic cold read.
I think trying to brainstorm counters for each of the teams. I think countering the Fox is mostly about positioning. I think they could have used another tank for those team fights, because the KM had a ton of damage output. Squishy. Every team fight the Foxes were getting really low, but KM was getting dead. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if KM switches out a little bit of that damage for some more defensiveness for this next match. I also wouldn't be surprised if we see a switch from an Inteleon ban to a Blastoise ban. You asked at the first which I would have banned. I think even against that team that they were using with all the CC and stuff, I think that would have definitely been a Blastoise ban. I can see...
That Blastoise went. That was insane.
I mean, it goes hard every time.
It did go pretty nuts.
I can see an argument for the Venusaur one too, because the damage output would have been even stronger. But I don't know, they managed to consistently break Ryu with the amount of damage they were putting out, and that's not easy on Slowbro. But they also had the advantage of CC, which doesn't work against Blastoise when Blastoise is rapid spinning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Blastoise is kind of
Blastoise just to break through
Yeah.
their CC line was pretty effective in that game.
the Ultra CC counter, and the entire KM strategy seemed to be pretty built around the CC, which admittedly was close enough range that I see why they were concerned about Inteleon, but I still think Blastoise would have been the call. As for Umbreon, Umbreon's Umbreon. They're gonna ban it every time. I should stop at this point being like, ooh, maybe this is the time that the Foxes do not ban. No, they're gonna ban Umbreon every time. I just need to accept this.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to say from chat, Alpha Outlaw mentioned in regards to adding the type chart, making every mon a normal type.
Yeah, it's pretty much how it is.
And then the next EX Pokemon they release is Marshadow, and it's immune to all the normal type.
Oh, no.
Plus, with the super effective moves, yeah.
That would be so much worse than Miraidon.
Don't give them any more tools to make EX Mons broken. They have too many already.
Yeah, Unite devs, if you are watching this, you're not, but if you are, please don't.
Incredibly bold. Imagine the Unite devs. Of all the Pokemon Unite streams they could be watching on Twitch, they're watching us. They're watching my channel. That would be wild.
You always have to catch the edge pace.
Yeah, of course. A lot of team futzing around going on as they settle on their rosters. Alright, Lupin is being swapped in.
Yeah,
as usual,
expected.
Second game, Lupin moves in for the kill. Oh, and it looks like Mint is out, which is a little surprising. I mean, he played really well last game, but I guess they're moving away from that CC strategy.
A lot of his control was able
me.
to keep the Foxes off the goal.
Yeah, they reduced
maybe not completely
I would say
out of position, but
specifically that Delphox was the reason the Foxes didn't score more throughout the mid game. Okay, we have confirmed roster from KM. They are taking Orange, which means they'll be banning second and I guess more importantly picking 2. Kevin, yeah. Is it? Hang on, let me confirm that Kevin, Pat, Vicious, and Zarius are all staying in. And they're just swapping Mint for Lupin. So Lupin will be on presumably a diver, speedster damage roll. Roster's saying the same for the Foxes. So it looks like we are ready to go. Okay. I'm interested to see how things switch around. If the Foxes are going to try and split jungle again. We also saw a very interesting thing from them last week where they sort of half split jungle in that they sent an XP share mon in with the jungler, but the XP share mon didn't take any of the jungle and then immediately joined their lane partner. So we might see that again. We could see them splitting with EVs, or we could see a more traditional single jungler. Alright. KM is still working on their plan, apparently. Unclear if the Foxes are ready. More vamping, more salad.
So elsewhere, if there was one thing that you would think you could improve in your salad strats, what would that be?
In my salad strats? Well, given the I'm a big fan of cucumbers. I didn't have any for today, so given the opportunity,
Ew.
I might. No, come on, you're a cucumber hater.
Cucumbers are one tier above tomatoes.
Oh, you like tomatoes even less.
Yeah, no,
Tomatoes, I
I
understand.
don't know
I
if
was
I
gonna
told
say.
you guys about this, but you know,
I do.
during college, I did write an entire assignment about how much I hate tomatoes.
Wow, you're fully on board that train. I respect it. I respect the commitment. I actually do have.
I am a dedicated hater.
Yeah. Cherry tomatoes.
I'm a situational hater, so we can bond on that.
I do have.
In my mouth is bad.
I have cherry tomatoes in the fridge, but I didn't have time to like cut them up and add them to the salad or anything because I got suddenly surprised by a stream that I was doing. So, and given a bit more time, I might have had those tomatoes migrate into the salad, but I'm content as is. It was delicious. I had a sandwich with it, except I inhaled the sandwich before the stream started because I thought that would be more difficult to eat in between moments of relevance. To our lovely viewers,
Solid assessment, I'd
you
say.
didn't ask. You didn't ask for this content, this salad experience, but it is the content that you are getting. Because this is all I'm currently thinking about.
Unite devs, if you are watching this, add more sandwiches. Maybe some salads.
Is there even a salad Pokemon?
Does Capsakid count? And Scoville?
I probably
That's
not.
peppers.
I mean, I could see
Peppers can go in
you
salad.
could definitely build a
They
salad.
can go in salad, but they're used for so many other things.
You could definitely build.
Especially if they're like.
I'm just saying that's low. Unless we're calling Bulbasaur a lettuce, I guess.
No. You want? I mean, okay. Well, we've got radishes
If Bulbasaur is a
at
lettuce,
least.
then Bulbasaur would be a salad if it were broken up.
Oh man,
I
you
have
had to
looked
add
into
that
what
last little
is
grim
a
bit at the
salad.
end. I was just gonna say Bulbasaur is a salad because it's
Listen.
lettuce in a container. Just because the container is flesh doesn't make it not a
bust
salad.
out the salad alignment chart?
I'm salad radical.
Prototypical salad. A prototypical salad is
The T alignment chart is one of the
as
greatest things that humanity has ever created.
greens
Agreed.
in a bowl,
Okay.
potentially with other vegetables.
Well, then isn't
But since it says
the-
greens plural, it's presumed that there are multiple, therefore multiple pieces.
the matcha Pokemon is something green in a bowl? Does that make it a salad?
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be vegetable greens.
Well,
If you want, I can look
how
up
do we
here.
rate the child murderers?
They should have been more specific. Oh yeah, that's true. Ghost types. Violently edgy since 1990, whatever.
I mean, it's not even edgy. It's just that's why they released a short where it murders children.
I know. I could not believe
So-
that the trailer for that Pokemon actively showed a room full of school children dying and having their souls extracted. Like, the ghost type shit is a joke because it keeps happening. You didn't have to acknowledge it. That makes it so much weirder. It's not a joke, it's
I
just
will
the intent
say-
now.
If we can veer away from the child murder,
Hmm.
a salad is defined as green vegetables,
Ah.
often with tomato, cucumber, or radish, served with dressing.
Okay, so there may not be a Pokemon that describes that yet. But they'll
Bulbasaur in a
run out of
Pokemon.
ideas eventually. They released just a straight up flamingo in the last generation.
Flamingo. I like Flamingo.
No
Flamingo's
disrespect.
cool.
No disrespect intended to Flamingo. His name is Flamingo Friend, and it's hard not to respect that.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. It's a
It's
friend.
hard to disprove because you can't.
Mhm.
It is correct.
But still, the point stands. there's always a weird
To be
addition.
fair,
Haunted
To be fair,
Salad
one
would
of
be
my favorite Gen 9 Pokemon is just 4 mice,
fun. Yeah, I know.
which evolve
Sometimes
from 2
it's
mice.
What a wild design. Which, for the record, I hate every time I hit it in rant. We are in. Oh, I missed the vamping got out of control. We have begun.
It did.
All
The
right.
salad discussions were very extensive.
As predicted,
But yes,
it looks like
Umbreon ban. Ooh,
Yep.
yes, the Blastoise ban. I'm
Fans
not
are
surprised by
banning
that.
Blastoise.
Yep.
very unsurprising. It'll be interesting to see if this means they're going the same kind of CC heavy strat. If that Pikachu we saw over on Vicious's side is the case, then that might be interesting. They're claiming the Slowbro right off
Still
the
going
bat.
for the Slowbro. I mean, it had some of the best staying power.
It did work.
I mean, they have with Lupin on the enemy team. I do think you want to put a premium on.
Yeah, almost
Picking.
like necessary to have Slowbro in that case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah.
like Crustle.
A Crustle. We haven't seen
And
this
an
Pokemon in a
Eldegoss.
while, but I am a big fan.
So with the
Crustle a lot.
Eldegoss, it's
Crustle
a
and
question
Goss.
of who it's going
Yeah.
to, because the way Vicious plays Eldegoss, it's a
I think most people who play Goss in this league play Murder Goss because it is just so good.
fair.
Okay, okay. The Foxes have reclaimed their Ninetales for either Marley or Spirit, right? And
Should be, yes.
Ryu's got Blissey for Ani. Ooh.
Mhm.
And
I'm
someone
guessing
might
that
be grabbing
Pikachu.
Desperado.
Do we think that Pikachu belongs to Lupin or maybe the Meow?
Could be
I
either.
would say Meow is probably what Lupin's going to
She
play.
could
considering
also
her
be waiting to pick a
usual
specific
cadre, but not
Well, it is most likely,
100%.
but they could be looking for a
Ooh,
surprise.
Chandelure.
Ooh, the last pick in Teleon.
Very interesting. Now for the best part.
Mew.
Now for the
actually
best part.
Mew.
Seeing who switches to what. Who is taking what into this fight? Oh, Bam's Chandelure, of course. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, all the switches, yep, pretty much as expected. Lupin was picking last to get the right counter. Curious what she's
An
planning on
interesting
doing with
Mew
that
pick.
Mew. There is still a lot of CC in this team between the Pikachu, the Mew, and the Crustle, but it is definitely less than the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. This is going to be very interesting. A lot less tanking going on for the Foxes this time. We've almost switched that kind of strategy around between the two. But between Blissey and Slowbro, they're probably planning on riding out the damage. If
Makes sense.
Xarius can get into the back line and rip through Bam and Marley, then that's going to be huge for KM.
Agreed.
Right. Looks like Blissey and Blaziken top. Yep, Chandelure mid, and the A9 and Slowbro. Where are you, Rio? There you go. Our bot for KM. On the other side, Goss and Mew for the bot lane. Meow, unsurprisingly, in mid. Pikachu and Crustle top. Once again, an extremely CC heavy top lane for KM. It's like we have skirmishing on bot. Lupin went in and is barely going to make it out.
And made it out.
I honestly,
Yeah,
I forgot
well,
to check.
you.
I forgot to check her items. Is she stacking? Because
She might be.
otherwise, I don't know why you would go that far in with Mew.
If she is stacking, it makes sense.
Junglers on
But she's
top.
already level 5, so I guess it's paid off early.
Yeah, no kidding. Ani is about to get jumped. And there goes Zarius into the back line, right on Bam. She gets away. Spirit dives. Oh, the XP seems fairly divided there. A lot of damage getting put out on both sides. Oh, Zarius gets taken out by the burn. Insane snipe there. Lupin is on Solar Beam currently. Ryu jumps, but is not able to pin or anything. Skirmishing still going on top. Combustion really dragging all of the food out where he wants it to be. Bam is farming. Looks like maybe Bam and Lupin are both setting up for middle birds. And Lupin is going to claim all of it and put a big chunk out on Bam, too.
Yep.
Foxes did not attempt to score.
I'm liking the Mew counter into the chandelier.
Yeah, it's working out very well for them. Yeah. Zarius is once again lying in wait.
Oh, looks like, is that Senrio?
On bot?
Yeah, Senrio might be getting caught here. Ooh, I think you panned away at the wrong time.
I panned away at... God damn it.
Okay, it looks like no one died, but still.
You know, it's hard to third party these things. There's a lot going on.
I'm not trying to.
I know. I'm, complaining for fun. Obviously, I enjoy doing this, or I would not. Oh, Zarius rotates, but gets seen by Marley, and a huge chunk taken out. Meow can really wreck you.
As a Meowscarada player, I can tell you, and Ninetales are very annoying.
Yeah. Meow can wreck you, but you can also wreck Meow. Ani is rotating with Vicious following.
Ooh. The rare early rotate down from the Fox.
Pat was waiting to see if Spirit would do this, but Spirit's doing it anyway. That's Spirit on top. Ryu's the Slowbro on bot.
My mistake.
Damage coming out. We are fighting around the Reggie. Zarius is in, but cannot take out A9. Oh, but they might get Ryu. Yep.
Oh,
that's EC. Oh, Bam counter pushes.
Oh,
Vicious's Pikachu barely makes it away. And now it's just Squishies left on KM's side. Looks like Spirit is giving up on stacking and is headed mid and possibly all the way down. Or not. I don't know why I assumed that. Still light skirmishing. The KM is trying to draw the Reggie towards them without setting it off, without causing it to reset. Diving. Everyone's diving. Let's see where it goes. It goes to KM. That's secure from Vicious's Pikachu.
From the ball there.
Yeah. They're doing... We have Regieleki at home.
Yep.
But it looks like they're not going to be able to push onto the goal with this much damage waiting for them with the Foxes. They are waiting. The Foxes are checking to see if they're going to rotate so they can score, presumably. It looks like everyone has rotated except Lupin, so the Foxes are going in. KM is setting up. Spirit is going to try and run interference. We've seen this strat before. But man, that's a lot of damage getting put out on him. Let's see if he can hold. Zarius is already shredding Regieleki. The Foxes have successfully broken bot, but it looks like this time Regieleki is going to KM. Ani's here. Can the two of them prevent it from getting in? It looks like they might be able to, and Lupin is taking this opportunity to score on bot. It's like Zarius is also rotating down. Ryu is on his way back as well. Intercept by Vicious and Lupin. They're all converging. Oh no. Oh, Ryu, you're in trouble. Slowbro's gotta run. Ults on Zarius. May not make it. Meanwhile, up here, I've been missing the actually relevant thing, which is KM counter pushing and shredding the top goal. All right,
yep,
Zarius.
Ryu is the sacrifice.
Yep.
Zarius gets caught there.
Lupin is jungle invading. Vicious is now taken over as jungler for KM, and it looks like the Foxes are searching for prey. I gotta admit, I respect Ryu's strategy. I too have many a time been the sacrificial lamb for my team in order to complete an objective. Oh, big fight in middle. I'm doing a terrible job of spectating this match. The Foxes are almost wrecked.
Now is low and seems to have peaked out for a bit.
KM got the Foxes really low there, but they were able to escape, it looks like.
A lot of skirmishes happening, but not a lot of kills.
Yeah. Setting up for Regirock. Xarius is there. Can he melt it again?
Well, they're starting it.
Yeah, KM is diving.
But
the Foxes are there. Can they steal it? They can.
For sustain.
And
they do.
Foxes
steal and get right back out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like KM may be fully rotating again. Farming along the way. Jungle's being split currently between Bam and Spirit. And it looks like this time the Foxes are fully rotating instead of attempting to score while the other team is distracted. Question is, are they going to get there in time? And it looks like they might. KM is a little nervous on pushing the objective. Ah, well, that's why. 30 seconds to Ray. This fight is going to bleed over into the final fight. Ryu's diving for a distraction. Unclear if the Foxes are trying to melt or not. Looks like we have a reverse of the last situation. It goes to KM.
And they get it.
All right, this is probably the main fight here. Ryu manages to barely get out. A lot of damage from Bam's ult, but again, no kills. Vicious and Pat are backing.
Yep, and that does mean that ult is down, but so it looks like Lupin's ult is still down. I don't... Ooh, she's
Spirit diving, that's dangerous, but...
Oh, and she goes down.
Xarius is out.
Masquerada ult, and Masquerada down.
Ryu pushing Kevin back. CF looks like they're now rotating towards the Ray, but the enemy team's tanks and CC are still here. Looks like Bam and Ryu are still distracted fighting the Reggie. A push from Kevin and Pat.
Yeah.
And it looks like the teams are back up and back in position, and we are renewing the fight.
KM has one more ult too, technically two more, because Blaziken's ult isn't really an ult.
Right.
So they do have an advantage going into this fight.
Everyone is setting up. KM is poking Ray, presumably hoping to draw the Foxes in. Spirit manages to avoid that solar beam, but that is a big hit from Crustle. Ryu's low. Xarius is flanking. Xarius takes Ryu out. Bam is low. Bam goes down.
Bam is low. Bam is caught.
KM is super low, but they are winning this fight
now.
If they...
there's a Blaziken in the backline, but the Eldegoss gets away.
Oh, Ani is unable to save Marley.
No, still alive.
Spirit and Ani are the only two. Ryu is just back. The Foxes managed to reverse wipe the enemy team, but are not in a great position to actually do Ray. Fortunately, they don't have to. It looks like they may be going forward to attempt to score anyway, but they have a commanding lead.
It looks like the Foxes win this one.
2-0 to the Cerulean Foxes. That was a super cool Ray fight. Man, the backs and forths, I was really interested by that. Good game to both parties, as always. Very impressive on both sides. We can take a look at the stats here. Dominant damage showing from Vicious there. Closely followed by Spirit. Man, I always forget, because when I see Pikachu in action, I'm seeing CC more than anything. But it does a lot of damage.
It does a lot of damage.
That is just so much damage. Yeah, wow. Extremely well played across the board. GG to both teams.
Absolutely.
I'm not seeing anything in the match chat. But I assume that's a complete 2-0. So I'll just wait for them to confirm that the match is over. But yeah, so that puts Foxes a solid 4-0 through their first 2 weeks, right? Which is pretty impressive.
Yes.
Number 1 team in the league is continuing to flex their muscles, as it were. All right, we've got the GGs. Okay. Thank you all so much for watching. That is a wrap for today's match. We will be back in 2 days on Saturday with the Ride-Ons, our own match. I'll be perspective instead of spectate, obviously, for that. Congratulations to both teams who played today. You guys were awesome. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed. And we will see you next time. Say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night. Oh hell, I've forgotten where's there it is. There's my end slide. I know how to do this. I can stream. It's only been 4 years and I'm still exactly as ineffective as I always was. Good night.